Here we were with a beautiful set of techniques that every department in the company needed, and we knew they worked, and we had a group of people trained, but still we weren't scratching the surface yet. We had the problem of how do we go about it? How do we get it done? One of the ways we did was to go to the training courses and invite men to come on assignments of from 3 to 6 months in our value analysis department. One man we brought in that way, I'd like to have you all know a little better, and I'm going to introduce you to him pretty soon. He was a manufacturing training program man, and we got him, and he just took to it. We gave him an assignment, among others, to find throughout the whole country specialty suppliers of processes and materials, things that would answer problems on products. And that fella, during his assignment, built a whole file of 1,000 different companies that did this, that became very, very useful in our seminars. I think the best thing to do now, we depended on him so much and he did so much, would be to kind of throw the ball over to him and so I'm going to introduce Dusty, folks. Dusty, tell us your story a little as you remember it back into those times, and then bring it on a little further ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you something for the first time, Larry. Actually, it was Roy Fountain that brought me into your office because you were down at Crutonville on the Law and Management Training Program. And when you assigned me the responsibility of supplementing what you'd been doing with the special materials and products and manufacturing processes, it really opened my eyes to the tremendous capabilities that the specialty suppliers could bring not only to the value engineering activity, but to any activity as well. And by having the responsibility and, well, your protectionism or letting me do this and feed information to the rest of the company was very interesting. Besides, you thrust me pretty deeply into the training very quickly, and so that's the thing that I really appreciate in the early days, is your confidence in the training capabilities. A lot of things have happened since that time, as you well know.
Well, you put confidence where you get results. You know, an interesting thing, after we had run, we trained our 1,000 a year for quite a number of years, and then I sent out a questionnaire to them, and I asked just one simple question on a card: increase in my general competence because of value analysis methodology training in percent. And I said, now don't sign it, just put it there. I want to have an idea. And they also checked whether they were engineers or manufacturing people, and what training they had and what department they worked in, whether it was in engineering or manufacturing or what. Well, surprisingly, the average from a few thousand that came in was 22%. And I developed, by studying them, some definite concepts. One is that this is definitely a methodology that superior people can use to great advantage, but people of the lesser competence, and we have to talk about them that way because they are that way, don't get that much good from it. The result is, studying this, I formulated the idea that for the lower 25% of competence in all areas, forget it. From the next 25 to 50%, you will expect them to improve their abilities, their skills, 50%. They will achieve 50% more results. And in the top half of the competence of people, it is just fantastic. They will go from 100 to 500% more competence. as a result of the techniques. And these reports that I have show it.
The past 30 years have seen value analysis grow from a faltering in-house GE process to a proven worldwide problem-solving system. The torch has been passed. New generations are practicing and refining the process. One of the new value specialists is the daughter of Daniel Barlow, one of Miles' original group at Schenectady. Tricia Barlow discusses her profession with Miles.
Patricia, why don't you give us some of your thoughts?
Oh, well, I was just wondering, Larry, in getting into the field as I am now, if there was a scale of 1 to 10, and 1 was the beginning of value, the concept of value analysis, and 10 would be what you would like it to ultimately be, the final, when the development process is over. On that scale of 1 to 10, where would you put value analysis at this point?
Patricia, we and the world are just starting at the present time, and I'd put it at 2.5.
2.5. Seems like we have a lot to do to develop up to 10. And what do you feel that, what would 10 be? Where do you see it finally reaching the ultimate end of value analysis?
The ultimate will never be achieved because people are very, very different. And value methodology is a method to help people achieve whatever they want to achieve. It is basically a method of growing people.
Growing people. And what do you mean by growing people? Can you tell me more?
I mean, if people have some kind of activity that they want to achieve. If it's a musician, they want to be a top musician. If it's an engineer, they want to design good equipment. If it is a homemaker, they want to bake a good pie. And the methods of value analysis help them to do whatever they want to do because it helps them to sort out what is important and do a good job on what's important. So people, being what they are, many of them don't want to put the energy into doing a thing really well. They just do it so that it suits them and they get on to the next job.
If you were, since you said that on the scale of 1 to 10 that value analysis is about 2.5, some of us in the field of value analysis seem impatient in feeling that possibly value analysis has not been accepted by the business population or people in general. And how do you think that possibly we, and specifically myself because I'm new in the field, how do you think that we could work to change that so that value analysis is accepted?
It's good that you feel that way because it is very, very true. The methodology will allow everyone to achieve more with whatever resources they are using. And the more they learn the step-by-step thinking of deciding exactly what they want to do, what's the purpose or the function of each thought they have, of each movement they have, of each expense they have, the better decisions they can make.
Throughout the history of value analysis, its most intense support has come from presidents and CEOs. On a visit to Chicago, Miles met with such a leader of industry.
I am very pleased to be meeting with John Deininger, president of Signode Industries, a leading worldwide producer of strapping systems for packaging and materials handling. John, it's going to be very interesting to hear some of the things you have done with the value methodology.
Well, Larry, I appreciate this opportunity to share with you some of the benefits that we've gained from value analysis. It's had a significant impact on our company. I'd like to share with you a brochure that we've prepared for our employees, which describes what value analysis is and what it does for Signode. Larry, we at Signode view value analysis as a disciplined procedure to enable us to reduce product costs and improve product benefits, to ensure or improve the customer added or functional value. By functional value, we simply mean that we're providing customers more of what they want or expect from a product and less of what they don't need.
John, most companies go into a program of improvement this way, of this kind, only when they're having a problem. And the problems are usually competition or profits or both. And I'm assuming that you must have had some belief that either now or later you would have such problems if you didn't get into this program. You might tell us how you moved in and what you did.
Well, Larry, frankly, we've heard of the terms value analysis and value engineering for some time, and a number of our people had been exposed to it, but only in a superficial way. I think it was after we had the benefit of a formal program and learned precisely the discipline, procedure, and the mechanics of it that we began to find out what its true impact was. And
John, I understand that perfectly. We found out early on that knowing a little about it was a vaccination, and it made it harder to teach people more. But you got over that hump, apparently.
Correct. We were willing to make a commitment to selecting our first teams and putting them through the various formal studies, and we were just amazed by the outcome. Larry, as you know, we're extremely delighted with the accomplishments that we've achieved with adopting value analysis. It's enabled us to provide customers with greater functional value and improve productivity on a number of fronts in our operation. And I'm extremely pleased to personally thank you for all the good efforts you've contributed, and I think that long last your dedication of sharing this concept which you developed many years ago is finally getting its full recognition.
Well, thank you very, very much.
I think it's one of the most powerful productivity tools that we now have available to us.
Great. It's people like you putting it to work is what really counts. And I say to all of you people in the industrial and professional world, here is a set of professional techniques that will really help solve problems of any kind. But you must learn them, you must teach them, you must have others teach them and use them yourselves.
On October 23, 1985, the government of Japan, through the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, awarded the late Lawrence Delos Miles, in behalf of His Majesty the Emperor, the Medal Third Class of the Order of the Sacred Treasure. This medal is awarded to any citizen whose years of contribution in their respective professional fields is recognized. The medal has been awarded to only 3 other Americans, Lillian Gilbreth, Peter Drucker, and W. Edward Deming. The legacy of Mr. Miles's technical accomplishments deserves such recognition.